Hello, everybody. My apologies for coming in late. I got really caught up with unforeseen circumstances that I needed to take care of. I didn't know it was going to take me this long. But instead of canceling the meeting entirely, I still have to proceed. So my apologies for everyone who have waited. Hopefully, you guys are still here. For those who probably have already logged out, maybe they can watch the rebroadcast of this. So once again, I really apologize. So let me even send a message to the WhatsApp group. Okay, so all right. Okay, so we are going to proceed. So once again, my apologies to everyone who has waited till now, and for those who have logged out already, hopefully they can watch the rebroadcast and be able to get the information they need. All right, so let me know if you're still here, and let me know if you can hear me clearly, and as well, let me know where you're joining from. The essence of this video is to provide an opportunity for interaction and the opportunity for you to also ask a question and then answer your question. I also ask that those who have questions to ask can drop it on the WhatsApp group chat, but I think it's only one question we have so far. Yeah, so right now that you're here, you can drop the question. So please, if you're here now, let me know that you're here. You can say hi, so I will know that you are here, and just tell me where you're joining from. So at least I get to know who is here. All right. Because all this chat now I'm going to read, I don't know whether you guys are still here or you've gone. Okay, African time. Someone shout African time. My brother, calm down, Jerry. What do you mean, Africa? Don't live in Africa? So nobody is here. Program not started yet. I thought 7:45. Yes, please. I apologize. Okay, Mr. David, I understand your Nigerian time. Stop watch your blue hand timer. Please, calm down. Your audience is waiting, though. Nigerian time is bad, though. Please, okay. I think maybe I should have just canceled, though. I should have just canceled if I do. All right. Please, if you're here, just say hi. Let me know where you're joining from. Let's proceed. Nonetheless, with the challenge that we already had, but we still have to do this and get it done today. All right. Okay, so I see that who do I have here now? Felix, I believe you are here. Hello, anybody here? Okay, Felix is like you're out. Hi from Edo State. Okay. Ofere is here. Ofere Momo is here. Olushego is here from Akure. Mustafa is here from Abuja. Okay, great. At least we'll have 9 persons now. So I think we can proceed with the conversation basically. So my apologies once again, and I think that's enough apologizing. So let's move forward. All right, so my name is David, just in case you're meeting for the first time, for those of you already here before, and thank you so much for joining, and I hope that most of the videos that we have provided you has provided you value. I like to give value to people. I don't like to waste people's time. I like to give them value. Okay, so I try as much as I can to provide value in all of my videos, both my first channel, which is my main channel. In case you guys don't know, you can check out my first channel, my main channel. And then this business channel, we just started a couple of months back, right? So I try to provide value. So I hope you guys have been getting good value from what we've been provided. So today, I want to talk about storage business generally, but starting with Egusi, which is the thing that I believe that will be starting shortly. And every one of you, I believe, have been saving up your money to start that, if you're looking to go into Egusi storage. All right. And in the course of this conversation, if you have any question, drop it on the chat. I will try to answer them. And then I'll also give an opportunity for those who want to come live to ask a question or say something. That also will be provided. You have the opportunity to do that. Okay. Now, so let's start with the basics. In case you're just new here, I don't know the kind of audience I have here right now. So I will try to provide a very clear basics. Agro storage business is something that is not new. It is not new. It is something that has been in existence for centuries. Okay, something that has been in existence for centuries. Okay, people always store food. Uh, Food are stored for various reasons. Some people see it as hoarding of food, but that is not really true. Food are stored for various reasons, for replanting and also for scarcity, to prevent scarcity so that the food don't run out of season. Okay, so this is something that always happen all the time. So it is not new. And our four, I would not say forefathers, I would say our foremothers, because our mothers in the village, our grandmothers, great grandmothers, mothers are one of the peoples that actually do a lot of the storage business, even more than the men. If you go to our villages, you'll find, even right from when I was small, I see women storing rice, 2 bags of rice, 3 bags of rice, 4 bags of rice in their kitchen side, and then later on they go and replant it or they go and resell it in the market at a higher price. So this is a business that have been happening for many, many years. It's just that it's a business that people don't take the risk to go to do it big time. And those who are also in the village can't take that risk, one, and two, don't even have the capital to do it. But it's something that they do at a very small scale and they make their money every day, and that has been sustaining them. So agro storage business is something that is very viable. It has been in existence for many, many years. And in case you're new here and you don't know what agro storage business is, it's a very simple business model, which I have explained again and again, but I will explain that again. Simple is basically you buying any agro produce of your choice, buy it during the harvest period, store it for a period of time, 3 to 6 months, which is our own model. And then after that, resell your agro produce, because within 3 to 6 months, the agro produce has already gone off season. So by the time it has already gone off season, you can now resell it at a much higher price, because then you have more demand than supply. And so because you have stored yours, you'll be able to bring it out and sell. Now, the other challenge that most people always have is, how do I now sell my agro produce? Do I now go and start looking for buyers and all of that? I don't like marketing. I don't like looking for buyers. So the model we are also been doing is something that is very simple. You don't have to look for buyers. You are buying your agro produce from a particular market. In that same market, there are storage facilities in those markets. You store it in that very storage facility in those markets. And then when it's time to sell, you go back, present your receipts, take your stuff, and then sell it. In many, many cases, 90% of the time, you don't actually have to move your storage even from the storage location to the market. You have buyers who will come to the storage location to buy, especially people who are buying in bulk, companies or off-takers or even individuals who wants to buy in bulk will prefer to go to the storage facility to buy in bulk than buy in the market, because in the market you actually end up buying pieces and pieces. You can't come to the market and see a full pie stock of 50 bags of rice, or a full pie stock of 50 bags of beans or of maize or whatever it is. You can't find that. So the only way people do is that you still have to go back to the stock, to the warehouse, and then buy in bulk. So if you have your goods in the warehouse already, it is something that is easy to sell out, because people will come looking for it, demanding for it, and then you just sell it off. All right. So that is how the business is. It's very simple. You don't really have to look for buyers, which is like the biggest thing when it comes to any business. You need to look for buyers. You need to look for markets. In any business you want to start, getting your market is the first and most important thing. If you don't have a market, there's no need to do that business, right? Okay, so but in this business, there is market already, and you don't have to go sourcing for the market. So you're not supplying from one location to another, which of course you can do that. So the market is there. So you just store, you wait, and then when it's time to resell, you sell. The only other things that you have to really worry about in this business is basically you worry about the issue of theft. So you make sure that you're storing your something in the right place and with the right people, so that nobody steals your goods or tells a story. You can even partner with somebody and then store your goods, and the person can end up stealing your item or defrauding you. These things happen. There's nothing people cannot do. So just make sure that you store your stuff in the right places, have your right receipt, and you're dealing with the right people so that your stuff don't get stolen. Many times you don't run into that problem anyway. The other issue is the issue of spoilage. Depending on the commodity that you're buying, it will determine how well it can last. What will be the shelf life? How long can it really last? All right, and even the ones that can last for a very long time, over a period of time, of course, they depreciate in quality. So all of these things still comes to play. So, but depreciation in quality is a different thing from spoilage anyway. So, but you have to first of all take care of spoilage. Make sure that you're buying something that can last long. Make sure you're buying something that is very dry. I'm just providing you general thoughts. Later on, I will not go into the specifics, especially try to answer your questions. Now, so if you have the questions, just drop them on the chat, then talk about it. So the other thing you really have to look about, try to take care of is how you're buying spoilage. So to take care of spoilage, you have to make sure that what you're buying are properly dried. And then sometimes people will store them, try to put a few other things inside to prevent insects, prevent insect pests from spoiling the agro commodity that you're storing. Sometimes they put all kinds of things, all right, natural and artificial. Many times also they don't put anything, all right, so they just store them and then hopefully it doesn't get spoiled. Now, that's the most important thing you need to worry about. You have to make sure that what you're buying is properly dried. What you're buying can last for a longer period of time. Okay, so that is something that you need to really pay close attention. And I also talk about as it relates to Egusi right now because I know many of you want to go into Egusi and you want to try the business for the first time yourself. There are a few things that you should know so that to minimize your losses or to minimize any loss at all. Okay, so once you can take care of your where you're storing it, make sure you store it in the right places. There is no issue of theft, and you make sure that you're buying something that is dried and is well preserved. Once you can take care of that two things, all the other things are mostly taken care of. So once it's time to resell, you just resell, and then try to have, like I've said in my last video I uploaded, try to have a profit projection in your mind, so that once you hit that profit projection, please sell out. Don't say that you're going to wait and see if you can make a lot of money, and then one government policy will just come and crash everything, like what is happening right now. This year, to be honest, agro storage business did very badly this year. It did very badly this year, but a lot of people still made money, especially those who were looking at the market conditions and that we are very smart and looked at the market conditions and took quick actions. They didn't actually really lose money as much. But those who are just keeping their stock and just waiting for the time they will resell and make a lot of money ran into a lot of problems. So whether it was rice, whether it was cassava, whether it was corn, whether it was guinea corn, whether it was a few other things like that, beans self, they didn't really do well this year. There was a lot of loss. There was a lot of reduction in price. The price fell and all of that. So it is what it is. These things can happen. So I was just saying that in relation to once you're buying, have a profit projection in your mind. Once you hit your profit projection, which basically should be at least between 30% and 70%. That's what you should target. So that means 30% means if you bought something for 100,000 naira and it's not selling for 130,000 naira, you already have your 30%. If you bought something for 100,000 naira and it's not selling for 150,000 naira, that means you already have your 50%. So if you have 50%, which gives you 50,000 naira for every one bag you bought, that's okay. You should sell and move on. Don't try to build house. So that's okay. You should sell and move on. So if you make 50,000 naira from one bag, and let's say you store 10 bags, that's already giving you 500,000. If you store 100 bags, that's already giving you 5 million. All right. So the same way, whether it's 30,000 you're making or 20,000 or 10,000, depending on the percentage, you're able to sell that and move on quickly. So that you can also reinvest that money into other produce or into other businesses that you're doing and move on. That is how business grows. Okay. But when you keep your product for a very long time, you're just waiting, you might end up selling it very high and make a lot of money, like what is happening to Egusi right now. Most people who bought Egusi will bought at 80,000 naira. 70,000, 80,000 naira, 90,000 naira. For those people who sold out around January, February, March, you sold for between 120, 130, 150, 160, 170. All right. Okay. And then they continue within that 160, 170, April, May. By June, the things started going up again. So those who are already selling the Egusi now, some are selling, depending on the market, some are selling for 180, some are selling for 200, 230. In fact, one of the market locations that we also go with, our contact there told us the other day they are selling for 230, 240. He even sent us a voice note and a picture, which I shared on the WhatsApp group for those of you on the WhatsApp group just to see what it's like. So 240,000 naira. So imagine Egusi, if you bought that Egusi for 80,000 naira, and right now it's selling for 240,000 naira. That means you have made how many percentage is that? Almost 200%, right? Yeah, you've made like 200% plus on that produce, which is awesome. But that could also be very, very risky. Very, very risky because if you now want to try replicate this thing next year, you never know what will happen. Government might just come up with a policy, a policy that will not crash Egusi, and then you run into a loss. Or Chinese people might decide to start producing Egusi, producing Egusi and start importing it into Nigeria. And because the Nigerian government and the way the government, let me not talk about government now before they open my hobby, but because of the way our country really operates, you know how this is that nobody put any policy to prevent stop importation of this thing. They will just start importing it into Nigeria. And then because they start importing it, we just crash what we have locally. This is what has happened to rice. This is why you look as if rice has fallen. Rice that was bought for 90,000 naira, 110,000 naira, is now selling for 40, 50,000 naira. So if you bought rice at 90,000 naira and stored it with the hope that you're going to sell it for 150, 160, now it's not selling for 50,000 naira. So that means you already lost 40,000 naira. So you could imagine that. And if you bought 100 bags and you lost 40,000 naira, that's already 4 million you have lost. So I think it is what it is. I say all of that in relation to the point that have a price projection, have a profit projection in your mind, and then once you hit your profit projection, just sell off and move on and reinvest the money into something else, and then not try to make the whole money from one single item, which you can do if you want, if you're willing to take the risk and you don't mind, that you can do. I mean, if you have 1 or 2, 3 bags, you can do that. Okay, but not like if you have 100 bags and then if you start running at loss, you now lose like 5 million, 10 million, 20 million. I mean, that's a lot of money and you don't want to do that. So you want to be able to make a good profit margin and then move on to the next item. So that is how it is. All right, so basically this is what the business is all about. Now I'll try to answer some questions and try to go into specifics going forward. So if you have any questions for me, drop it. And if you also want to come live to say a few things, I will give you the opportunity to do that. So let me see who has come in. If you come in, say hello and let me know where you're joining from. So I'm sure that I have people on this live and I'm not just talking to myself. All right, so I have Lizzie from Port Harcourt. Welcome. Felix, after Egusi storage, which other crop next for storage in case if someone is not ready for this season of Egusi? Okay, good question. Sonny, just joining. All right, Sonny, welcome. Let me know where you're joining from and what question you have. Okay, Ofure, a bag of Egusi is how much now? I think I already answered now. I've answered what the bag of Egusi is. And network. All right. So I've answered that question already. A bag of Egusi right now, like I said, depend on the market. As of the last market, it's between 160, 180, 240. All right. So that's what it is. Okay. So, and I've already given an example of that. Felix asks, after Egusi storage, what next is coming? So this July, August, Egusi is coming to the market. Granite is coming to the market. Corn is coming to the market. Millet, red millet is coming to the market. What else is coming this July, August? Okay, I think those are the things that are coming to the market that we also deal with. All right. So these are the things that are coming to the market. So if you miss In fact, millet is already even coming to the market a lot now. So if you missed Egusi, you can invest in millet, you can invest in corn, you can invest in cassava. I haven't talked about cassava. I'm going to do a series on cassava, guys. Series on cassava. That's something that is making good money too, but people don't really know. I haven't done a series because it's something that we are just also researching, trying to do. I always like to talk about the things that we have tried out, even if it's a tiny little bit, we've tried it out so we can be sure. And then we can share the information for those who want to go into it. Why we are still also trying to do it over and over again. Now, so those are things that are coming to the market, so you can set your money ready and try to see if you can invest in those ones. If you can invest in Egusi. Now, the thing is that you can buy Egusi anytime, though. So it doesn't mean that you cannot. If you miss out this August, you can still buy. You can buy in August. You can buy in September. You can buy in October. You can buy in November. You can buy anytime. The only difference is that the what how much you'll be buying it will be a bit different. All right. So you need to buy at the time when the harvest is a lot. That is the video. Okay. Come back later. Can't tell mommy, okay? I can't tell mommy. Thank you. All right. So the you can buy at any time from now till uh January you can buy. But the only thing, like I'm saying, is that the price will continue to go up, and by so you will not be able to make enough profit or have enough return on your investment. All right. So something you would have bought for 80,000 naira, now you're buying it for 120 or 130, and then maybe you're now resell it for 160. Of course, you have still made 30,000 naira from it instead of making maybe 80,000 naira from it. So that is the difference. So it doesn't mean you cannot, you can still do it. Okay. And so that is also what, yeah, that is also why, like, for those of you who are investing into our agro storage investment program, for those who are going for model one, that's what we say. Those who are going for model one, you can only invest between now and end of July. But those who are doing model two, you can invest at any time. I mean, it's up to you. We are just providing you the service, and then you are taking the risk, and then we are sharing the profit together. All right. If you want to know, if you don't know about our investment program, I can talk about that maybe later on in this. So, guys, ask your question. Let me try to answer as many as possible. All right. Bag of Egusi is how much I've answered. How much is one bag of Egusi now? I've answered that question now. Hmm? Ofure, my brother or my sister, I don't know which one you are. I think I've answered the question. Okay, Son is from Lagos. Thank you. I want to believe that Egusi price will drop by this harvest season. Yes, of course. How will I just explain? So the price drops during the harvest period, and then 3 months later, it has gone up. So because the thing with Egusi, a lot of people are really buying Egusi a lot. People buy Egusi a lot. All right. So you find that even when you store Egusi, without even outsiders coming in to buy Egusi, it is within that location, women in that location that will buy your Egusi, take it and then go and mill it and then sell it as unpeeled one. I mean, this is what happens. So many of your Egusi will even be bought off by the women who sell in the market. So they buy the bag, then go and mill it, and then sell it off as unpeeled Egusi. Then they not sell, because the unpeeled one is sold in mudu. It's not sold in bags. So you find out that many women will buy it off even before you now talk of those who now come all the way from East, from Lagos, from all kinds of places. And that's why I think farming Egusi isn't a bad idea. We haven't tried it yet, but it's something that is part of our plans in the pipeline. I think farming Egusi would be a good idea to go into for anyone who is willing to invest in that. It's just I have my own reservation when it comes to farming. Huge reservation. I have a very huge reservation when it comes to farming, but it is something that we will look into to go. And we already have Egusi is one of those things that we may likely do, beside other things that we want to do in farming. All right, there are other things we want to do in farming. but Egusi is definitely one of it. The other ones I will talk about it. In fact, I will share the video. You guys will see when it's all ready. Okay, so these are all the uh, plans and the pipeline. Okay, so let me see your questions you have. Thanks for the great information. Thank you very much, Evangelist. Laugh and rejoice comedy. How much is 25 liters of red oil? I don't know. I'm not doing red oil business so at the moment, so I really don't know. But I can ask my contacts and they can tell me and I can get back to you actually. Because we have contacts here and there. I don't know whether one of them is even on this live. Maybe you can help me to reply you. Let me see. If any of my people are on this, okay, if they reply you now, you now know that they're my contact now. You will now start following them up. Anyway, we'll try to provide information on the red oil. We have a blog that we can check, and then I can reply you on that. It's fine. Okay. What are the sizes of the bag and which is recommended? So Egusi have about 3 different. So again, you can buy Egusi in different places in Nigeria. Okay. So I'm just speaking from experiences of Nasarawa and Benue, which is where we buy. Okay. You can buy Egusi in Taraba State. You can buy Egusi in Yobe State. All right. So you can buy Egusi in other places in Nigeria. All right. So for Nasarawa, they normally sell in bags, which is they have 3 major bags, but I think the highest is around 34 bag, that size 34. That is what it is. Okay. Okay. So what other question? You said Egusi is 240, meaning you are not buying now. Are you really sure when it drops? Don't you think September can also be a good time to buy? What price are you looking to enter the market? So the price of Egusi I'm talking about is the old stock. All right, is the old stock, not the new stock. Is the old stock that I'm saying that is they are selling for 240 for those who still have it left. All right, I hope that is clear. The new stocks are not yet fully in the market. It's just 1, 2, or 3 things that are coming into the market. So that is why the price is still high. So once the new stocks start coming to the market, it will start falling. Some other markets that we have checked. Now, remember, this is in different places. It doesn't mean they are selling 240 in all the markets. Some market is 160, 180, up to 240. All right. So it depends on the market you go to. Different markets, and we have contact in different markets. So that is why it's easier for us to check all the markets. We can check 3 or 4 markets, and then we can tell you, those 4 markets. So we're not just giving you one market price. It's a range of 4 markets. All right. So once the harvest period becomes start fully, then people can start bringing in their Egusi into the market. But again, it all depends also on how much sunlight they get, because first you have to harvest the Egusi, and then you have to dry the Egusi. And then after you dry the Egusi, then you now have to bag it and bring it to the market for sale. But if with a lot of rainfall going on and all of that, farmers may not be able to bring the Egusi into the market, by the way. All right. But once there's enough sunshine, they're able to dry the Egusi and bring it to the market. So once you have a lot more farmers bringing the Egusi into the market, then the price will start coming down. At some point, we'll have farmers who brought the Egusi into the market in one of the market, and it was around 130, 140. They were selling. Okay. That's the new Egusi. All right. So I hope that clarifies it. So depends on when the market. So our anticipation is that by August, harvest should have started fully, and then the market is coming in. So by first week August, second week August, third week, fourth week, then up to September, a lot more is entering the market. So September can be a good time to buy. October can be a good time to buy. It all depends on 2 things. It depends on rainfall. Rainfall, I mean, it depends on how much rain stop falling so that people can dry the Egusi and bring it to the market. I hope that makes sense. Because right now, everything has to be sun dried. Now, this is also why I am really, really thinking into going to Egusi, because If I was to farm egusi, I will not do some drying. I'll use machine to dry it, and then bring it to the market straight up and sell. If you follow my first channel, I don't know how many of you will follow my first channel. If you follow my first channel, I uploaded a video today about someone who produces agro machineries in Nigeria, all right, niche groups. So I did a video. So check it out. They produce all kinds of machinery. So I think any farmer which has some money who wants to invest can invest into these machineries. So you can sun dry. You don't have to sun dry your egusi. You can dry it mechanically, and then it will dry, and it will dry properly. It will not have any microbeans or any fungi inside, because you are not sun drying. You're drying it. You dry it and you dry it properly and to dry. So with the use of machine. And so you can dry and then you can sell off and all of that, because this is what delays coming of egusi into the market, because the women will have to spend a lot of time drying this thing outside. And then if it's raining, it's a problem. When it rains, they'll have to pack it in and then bring it out again, pack it in. So it's a lot of manual stress. And then the problem with these women is that, I mean, they don't have money people that do this from, they don't have money to invest into machineries. And even if you bring the machineries, people will still have their mindset. They will maybe tell you that the machine that is sun dried, a goose that is dried, a goose that is dried by machine will not be sweet. So those kind of myths will still be there. But anyway, I just digress. So my point is, the coming of a goose into the market depends on how much sun that begins to shine fully. At that point, people can dry up the egusi and then bring it to the market. So you might even find that you may not have much egusi this August. It's possible. It's possible much egusi may not come in this August. So in that case, what do? You buy in September or you buy in October. And you may not be able to even buy, like for instance, now, if I want to buy 100 bags, I may not be able to find 100 bags to buy. So we keep buying as much as we see. You buy 1 bag, you buy 2 bags, you buy 10 bags, you buy 3 bags, you buy 7 bags, you keep buying and keep buying. So that also affects the price. So that means 1 bag, you may buy it for 90. Let's say you bought it for 90,000, you may buy another one for 80, you may buy another one for 120. All right. So this is what it is. So I hope I have not taken so much time explaining myself. But I think I've answered your question. If I answer your question, please comment that I've answered your question, and so that at least we know this interaction is not one-sided. That's also a motivation. Thank you. Okay. Olushego, so comment if I answered your question, so I'll be sure that I wasn't talking to myself. Okay. Laugh and Rejoice said, okay. Why is it you haven't talked about ginger and no ginger contact in your ebook? Have you bought the ebook? If you have bought the ebook, let me know. Send me a message personally, okay? So that's what I will say. If you have bought the ebook, send me a message. If you haven't bought the ebook, buy the ebook. If you bought the ebook and there is no ginger contact and you need ginger contact, send me a message. All right. So we'll work that out. All right. So then, and again, why haven't I talked about? So this channel right now, there's a lot of things I'm still going to talk about on this channel. All right. But most of the things I'm talking about right now are some of the things that I am practicing. All right. Then over time, the things that we research, even though we haven't practiced them, okay, I'm not storing and selling ginger as it stands now, okay. But over time, the things that we have, our team have researched it, have documented it, have talked to people who can share that information freely with people, and also let you know that this is not what we have tried, but this is the real information they can work with. Okay, so step by step. So don't worry, more information will come. And also, I don't have a lot of team working with me in-house. Most of them work on the field. So I still have to put all these videos together and all of that. But over time, as our team grows, it becomes easier to push out more videos. Okay. The price of oil depends on the location. All right. Thank you for answering that question. How much is your ebook? The ebook is 100,000 naira. If you need the ebook, you can let me know. We can share the link. So it's 100,000 naira. Is it Nasarawa Egusi? Is it Nasarawa Egusi? It's like Nasarawa Egusi is small in size. No, the small size in Egusi comes from Yobe, not Nasarawa. Okay. Nina say 130. Okay, so conversation is going on. Yes, good, good, good. So when you give prizes, are you talking about the biggest bag, right? Yes. I suppose there are two Egusi harvest season in a year. Can you help confirm that please? Yes, there are two Egusi harvest season, but I think the main season is this very season. Yes. And another season people also do, I think, January. Yes. That's true. That's correct. Evangelist, thanks. Okay. Lushego, yes, you have answered my question. Thank you, Lushego. Sonny, please, what did you say is the big size of a goosey? Many measurement makes a bag. So the big size I said is 34. And that 34, size 34 gives you like 40 plus custard. You know custard now. You give you 40 plus custard rubber. And 40 plus custard rubber should give you around 100 plus kg. How do I do the math? So let me explain how I do the math. So, when you normally if you meal a full bag like that, okay. Now I'm telling you from experience because sometimes we have also tried to meal these things ourselves and sell. Okay, would you guys be interested to see how we milled our egusi and sold it? Okay, if you're interested, maybe we can show you. We can show a video of how we milled our egusi and sold it. So we can show you guys. So normally, if you buy that full bag like that, it can give you 40 custard bag. And that's after you mill it, to give you 40 custard bag. 40 custard rubber, sorry, not bag. 40 custard rubber. And a custard rubber is usually like 2.5 mudu or so. And a mudu, a full mudu, is usually like 1 kg plus. So if 2.5 mudu gives 1 custard rubber, so that means if you do the maths, you see that you have around 100 kg plus. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Okay. Nina said thanks. Thank you. All right. So I'm sure anybody else that have a question you can ask. All right. So basically, I'll talk about a few things you should take notes before you go into buying a Egusi this season or before you go into doing other agro storage going forward. So I'll address 3 things now. Once I address those 3 things, that will be the end of this live section. But before I address those 3 things, so let me just quickly tell you guys, in case you guys don't know, we have agro storage investment portfolio. So for those of you who don't want to take the risk to do the business yourself, you can you can invest in our investment portfolio, and then we will help you to buy, sell, and then give you profit. So if you want to do that, please send me a message on WhatsApp, and then we can take the conversation from there. All right. So there are actually 2 models we are operating now. The first model is basically you can just invest your money and get a guaranteed return on your investment, 30% straight within 6 months. The second model is that you can invest your money and then we'll do the leg work ourselves. And then at the end of the day, we'll share the profit margin. We'll share the profit, okay? Percentage. You take your percentage, we take our percentage. But that one also have no guarantees, right? It has no guarantee. So if you want more details, reach out to me and we'll be able to share the information with you so that in case you don't want to invest, you can do that. All right. And I think also it's also a good opportunity for those of you who want to cash in into the Egusi story, but you don't have a lot of money. The question I got on the platform, most people really ask, say, how much do you need to start the Egusi business and all of that, I always said it's up to you. How much you need to start the business is up to you. So, but what you need to do is, first of all, ask yourself, how much are they selling one bag of the thing I want to buy? I think that's the right question to ask. So if somebody tells you they are selling one bag 200,000, they're selling one bag 100,000, or they are selling one bag 90,000. So you now multiply the total number of the bag. You now multiply the total number of the bag. Hold on. Somebody is asking for my number. Please, this is a WhatsApp line, so just send your WhatsApp message. We need a pick call. So just send a WhatsApp message, then we can talk. And then if the if you are serious with the investment, then we can have a video call one-on-one. All right. So that's my WhatsApp line. Okay. So where was I? So I was saying that sometimes people keep asking me, should I what is the how much do I need? How much do I need to start up the business? So, like I've said, is a wrong question to ask. The right question to ask would be, how much is a bag of what I'm storing cost? So you just multiply the bag by the how many you want to store, and that is it. So, because I was saying that, for instance, our own investment storage program is the minimum is 1 million naira, and some people are saying, 1 million is too much. Can't we do 500,000? Can't we? So you can't do 500,000 because 500,000 will barely get you 5 bags of Egusi. So 5 bags of Egusi, that is not the business we are doing now. Because 5 bags of Egusi, by the time we'll sell it, how much maybe you get the profit of 3 bags, we'll get the profit of 2 bags. That's not what we are looking. So you should be able to do at least 10 bags. So 1 million should be able to give you at least 8, 9, 10 bags, basically, depending on how much you buy. All right. And 1 million is also small, to be honest, because if you want to do the business yourself with 1 million naira, remember you have to travel down to where you're buying it and then buy it, store it, do all the headache, sleep in a hotel, take all the risk, travel, avoid bandits, avoid wahala. We avoid all of those things. Chop food. Oh, your 1 million is almost over. And then you now buy and then go back. Okay. So it's like your 1 million is gone. All right. Or you take the second option that will give people, which is our ebook. Our ebook have contact details of those who sell in the market. But again, we have done our due diligence to vet them, and some of them are people that we have done business with, so they are reliable. But then, even my I don't vouch for anybody. I only vouch for myself. So you still have to do your due diligence to watch to deal with people when sending money to them or when dealing business with them. Okay, because people can change. Somebody can be good today. After 3 years, they decide to change. You never can tell. Yeah, I'm not saying that's the situation. I'm just saying that's how human nature is. So you can decide to, instead of you traveling down to Nasarawa or to Benue or to Taraba or to Yobe to go buy Egusi. For those of you who are always afraid to travel in the first place, so you can call the contacts on the ebook, negotiate with them, have them buy it for you, store it for you, send your receipts to you. And then when it's time to sell, call them again, ask them to sell for you. They sell for you and send your money to you. And then that means also you must have a good trust power bank in your heart. If you're someone that is very suspicious, you don't trust people, I don't think you're able to do the business because you'll be suspecting people all the time. Maybe when they don't pick your call, you that's that what's one trade. Maybe that call start calling me David. People in your ebook can they pick my call? So, when you are sending the money, I have given you disclaimer. So, but if you are someone that have a lot of trust, you wouldn't worry much. Your money will definitely come out. Anyway, so that's the second route to do it. If you don't want to travel to the market and do it, and then you find out your 1 million cannot really go anywhere, you can use the 1 million, buy the ebook, use the 1 million to part of the 1 million, buy the ebook, part of the 1 million, invest in the business, and then let those people sell it. When they sell it, you take a percentage out of it, which shouldn't be much, maybe per bag, depending on your negotiation skill. And then the remaining profit they send back to you, and then you can reinvest the business. So you can start doing that. Or you can invest in our own, and then we work out the details with you. At least you have my face here. If I want to enter airport, I'm not going anywhere. So if you're someone that has trust issues, or you don't really not that you have trust issues, but because of the way human beings are in Nigeria and all of that. So I understand people clearly, okay? Even with me, a lot of people I have to do a lot of video calls with people just to make sure that I give them some guarantees and assurances and all of that. This is very important because we're talking about money here, so it's very important. So even me, before all the people that have invested so far, okay, if any of them was in this place that they will even confirm to you, I make sure that before anybody put in their money, I'll have a video call with you. This is a standard I do. And I do that because I don't want a situation tomorrow where maybe one of my staff that is working for me becomes a rogue officer or becomes a thief, and then decide to carry out my contacts of the people that I'm working with and start calling them and say, we have started investment, we have started the Egusi investment too. Are you willing to invest? Or I started the investment in ginger. Are you willing to invest? And then you will not send your money to them thinking and you send your money to David, and they will not start having issues. Okay. So that's why I say before you give money to our company, to me, I must have a video call with you. Is that video call is your confirmation that you're dealing with the right person? If it's not this face, you send your money on your own. so these are the mitigations that I put in place because I'm working with people and I don't want, they are good people. Everyone I'm working with are good people, but in spite of that, I still have to put things in place because I don't want to hear story tomorrow. So if somebody now invests their money tomorrow without me having a video call with me, I mean, you're your own because that is not me. But if you have a video call with me, you have evidences that you have a video call, we have a child, then you invest your money, yeah, sure, rest assured. So you can implement similar approaches when you're dealing with people in the ebook. So 3 ways to go about the businesses. Carry out the information that I'm giving you, go to the market, buy, store, and do it. 2, buy my ebook, work with people in the ebook. 3, invest in a storage investment portfolio and have your guarantee that you get your money in 6 months. All right, so I still want to talk about a few things before I wrap up this, but let me try to see if I can answer a few questions here and then let me see. Is there any question I have here? How do I get the ebook? I would like to buy the ebook. Okay, I just dropped my number on WhatsApp. So if you send me a message, I'll share the link. Well, let me share the link. Let me share the ebook link now. And then you can click it and then buy the ebook. Okay, so yes. For those of you who wants to buy the ebook, I just shared the link right now. Right? Yes. Okay. So I just shared the link right now. I don't know whether it's clickable. Okay, so if it's clickable, you can click it and you can click it and then try to buy the ebook from there. Or you have my number, my WhatsApp number, right? You can send me a message. All right. Okay. The ebook is not an ebook that just focuses on storage. It's an ebook that is actually focused on various markets that we visited with reliable contacts and detailed description of the market. So it's something beyond storage. But then there's explanation of how storage work and other details. And by the way, we are putting together a table chart of all agro commodities in Nigeria. All right, a clear chart that shows you all agro commodities in Nigeria with contact details, with the market days, places to buy, everything. So all you need to do, if you just open up that chart, for instance, if it's ginger now, like my friend talked about, you can see where to buy it. You can see who to buy from. You can see where it is so cheap. You can see the market days, how to visit that market, information of what to avoid when visiting the place, and all of that. Clear details. So the season, the harvest period, the storage period, the profit projection of that product in the last 3, 4, 5 years. So these are something that we are putting together. My team is putting together right now. So once it's ready, we'll share that with you guys. So that also be a very, very valuable data you can work with. We don't have, these are kind of data you're supposed to go to Ministry of Agriculture and then you get, okay, or go to extension workers and you get. But nobody is working in Nigeria. People just sit down and drop money and looking for you to steal. That's the problem. Nobody is producing any data or any research. Unfortunately, just a few that are actually working, but the many are not doing anything. So, but that's information you should be able to access easily. But right now, you can't go anywhere and access that information. Clear information that is reliable, not AI generated information or Google generated information. So, but information that are reliable, and AI can't even generate contacts for you anyway. So that's the thing. But that will be out, and when that is out, I'm sure a lot of people, it's going to help a lot of people, and maybe we can even share with the common people if they're willing to buy. All right, so let me try to answer any questions I have here, then try to address two things, and then I'll wrap this section up. All right, so let me see. Okay, which question I want to answer? From your statement, you say Egusi might not be at the market in August due to sun drying. So, what of those of us who want to invest in your agro storage ROI? I hope this will not interfere with the returns. Yes. Oladeju, yes. So, if you're investing in the first model of the agro storage investment program, you don't have to worry. Okay. Once you've invested your money, it start counting from August. So your ROI, a contract has been signed, receipt have been given, so the deal is sealed. We are taking the risk, not you. It's not your wahala again. Your own wahala is once it's 6 months and you have not received your return. Then you now say, okay, wait, what's going on? So, but that's not your wahala because that's the first model. We are taking the risk. So we have to figure out the market, all right? And even though I try my best to share all information with you guys here, I believe I'm someone that is not stingy with information. I mean, if I'm stingy with information, please tell me. But I believe I'm not stingy with information because I've watched other people YouTube videos and I also see how they share the information pieces and pieces here and there. They don't really give much value. But I try to share everything. In fact, if you watch my Egusi video I did, literally with that video, you can start up the business. I shared everything in that video beside contact details. That was the thing I did not share. Okay, so what was my thought? I will say this. Okay, so but even though I share everything I know, there are still few things that I may not tell you, okay, as an investor or say on YouTube here, which I don't think I should say those things. So don't worry. We know how to source our own Egusi, and we know how to get. So we have plans already on ground. So it's not something to worry about. So it's not everything I'm going to say because if I say everything here, then I'll have. Even though I want everybody to enter the market, but I don't want people to come and push me out of the market. So I hope you understand. So it's not everything I'm going to say, but I give you the right information. Yes. So don't worry. We know how to source our Egusi. We have our plans already. We have people that are working with us. So not to worry. So even if there's some try and bring it in December, don't worry. We already have sealed our deal. So that is it. So it's not everything we're going to say. So that is it. But just to give you a few idea in case you want to know, even people that do farming, you can actually pay people that they can farm for you and they harvest for you. So that's another thing I'm going to talk about if you want. And you can also have your own Egusi farm, just like we are planning now to have our own Egusi farm. So when we do that, I mean, it becomes much easy because whatever you're investing, we are just harvesting from our farm, and then we'll have our own warehouse. Okay, and then we just pull it out from our warehouse and then sell. All right. So these are all plans that are going on right now. Okay. So, like I said, it's not everything we are sharing. So don't worry, it's secured. But if you are investing in Model 2, that is where you should worry. Okay. Because in Model 2, we're only working with you to buy. We're working with you in everything. Before we even spend one kobo, we'll talk to you because we are just your managers. You are the one that will make the decisions. That covers it, right? Oladeju, I hope I answered your question. Okay, how do I get your ebook? I'd like to buy. I've shared the link. Please, can I have your phone number? I have shared my phone number. Please check the scroll through down. You see it. Could you please tell the cost of machinery you talked about, drying machine? Sonny, why don't you go to my first YouTube channel and watch the video there? You will get all the details there. I don't have the exact cost for each of them because there's a lot. The man produces a lot of machines. So your best bet is to call them up and then they can produce for you specific. And if you want a good deal with them, just tell them that you got their contact from David Nkwa's channel, and then they will give you a good deal because this is what I already have told them that anyone that is coming after watching the video that mentioned my name, please have a good deal for them. And if they don't give you a good deal, you can always let me know so I can put in good words for you so you can get a good deal. So that's my advice for you. All right. But in terms of the machine, they produce all kinds of agro machinery, whether even this machine using peeling egusi, they can do it, machine for drying. So the good thing that really impressed me with them is that they are not just producing agro machinery, but they are producing agro machinery and they are using those agro machinery in their farms and in their own production factory. So they have a production factory where they produce gari, they produce cassava flour, they produce odorless fufu, they produce starch, they produce all kinds of things. And then so they built their own machine, put it in the factory, and then using it to process all of those things. And then they are, selling their market, export. Their market is even export, they're exporting, but then they're selling the machine to people. So because for me, I like to buy what is working. So that's what really impressed me. I decided to do a documentary on them. So it's not just that they are producing and selling to people. Like most people that you will see, they are producing agro machinery. They don't have a farm. They don't do processing. They just sell. I don't want to call a particular place now, so people don't say I'm stigmatizing them. So, but they don't do this farm. So they just produce. But if somebody can produce a thing like this and then uses it over and over, in the process of use, you're able to figure out, you're able to get enough data to figure out how to make that machine work better. So this is something they have done for 34 years. So that means they have a lot of experience. So this is why I highly recommend that if you're going to buy your machinery locally, you should buy from them because they are not just talkers, they are doers. So too much promotion for them and they don't pay me money. They didn't pay me shushu. But what can I do? This is what I do. Just share good information with people. And people gotta do business with them now. They will not even remember how they got their contact. They won't talk about the video again. But it's fine. God will settle us. No wahala. All right. So please go watch the video and reach out to them. Yeah. All kinds of drying machines there. You can dry anything at all you want to dry. Watch the video, you'll be impressed. All right. So if Egusi doesn't come surplus in August, how the maturity of investment be determined by the investor? I already said that if you're doing model one, your investment start counting from August. Don't worry about it. Once it's February, you get your something done. So we already have our mitigations put in place. So, and we're not going to talk about those mitigations here because in as much as we're sharing all the secrets, we still have few secrets that we'll have to keep to our belts. So that will give us a competitive edge over others. Okay. So that's what I would say. So don't worry about it. But we are doing model two. Yeah, model two will have a different operating modus. So we can talk about that if you're investing. Reach out to me on WhatsApp. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Anonymous Watcher. How much is a bag of Egusi now? I've already explained it. So I think between 160, 180 to 40. Also, like about peeling machine cost and where to get it. You can get peeling machine of Egusi from any fabricator actually. You can get any peeling machine from any fabricator. But there are two kinds of peeling machines. So if you want to know, the one that is popular that they use in most of these local villages is the one that doesn't have blower. You see, it just peels the machine. It just peels the Egusi. After it peels the Egusi, so you have to manually start blowing the Egusi, the shaft from the Egusi. They blow it. I don't know. Will you? Okay, so if you guys want me to upload a video to show how they peel this Egusi, like how we peeled ours, will you be interested? Just comment that you're interested. So I know that I'm still talking to people here, I'm not talking to myself. Comment that, please show us how the peeling works so I can show you guys. So there are two machines. So there's one that is not a blower, so it just peels, all right? But there's one that is a blower. That's when you pour your Egusi, it will peel the Egusi and then it will blow out the shaft and then remove the pure Egusi out. And then the shaft is separated differently. And so that pure Egusi, you don't have to do much again. Just a few dirty and they have to remove and then sun dry, then you're good to go. But the other one is the one that you will still have to manually separate the shaft from the Egusi. All right. So please, when you're buying, take note of that. So I have to explain all of these details to you for free so that you don't go and buy something else. So don't go meet the fabricator say, I can produce or I can buy this one peels Egusi. It's not about the peeling, it's about buy the one that can separate the chaff. And you say, okay, nothing like that. It's a lie, it exists everywhere. So fine. So these guys too that I talked about, you can buy that from them. They do that. So no problem. Where am I? Please advise everyone who is interested in the ebook to buy it. Okay. Evangelist Michael said, please, I advise everyone who is interested in the ebook to buy it. It is really rich and can make you rich with information. I got one. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me highlight the statement of my Oga, Evangelist Michael. Thank you, Evangelist Michael, for buying. So, all right, so that's it. So you can buy and then you can have. So the good thing again with buying the book is that once you buy the book, you also have. You can always reach out to me with info. You can always reach out to me for uh, uh, questions or comments or information. You can always reach out to me for clarifications. I'm able to provide you those things over time. So yeah, actually not just buying a book, you're also buying a relationship with me. I'm not saying I'm going to be making phone call with you. That's not what I promise, but I promise that once you send me a voice note or a message, I do my best to respond to you as I should. Okay. Okay. So I don't want to sell a book for you and then move on. I want to build a relationship with people. Okay. I think the link is wrong. P in paste tag is missing. Hey, way. Oh my God. Ah, thank you, my brother. Oh. Reshared the link again. I'm so sorry. Yes, you are so right. The P was missing. So I just reshared the link again. So please check it. And thank you, Evangelist, for putting a good words and also for giving us a good feedback on the book. Okay, who else have I not taken? I really want to take everyone question so that I don't offend anybody, so you cannot sleep well tonight. Okay, I'm trying to scroll through. Let me scroll through to see who I haven't. Oh, where am I now? Okay, if Egusi doesn't. How much is a bag of Egusi advanced? Advanced, I've shared the link. I'd like to know cost advanced. Advise everyone. Yes, I think the link is wrong. Advanced. Okay, okay, yes. Show us, please. Okay, okay. So I will show you guys the Egusi peeling machine that so we one of some of our Egusi. So we also help people to buy and send out. By the way, so some of our Egusi that we bought and stored, somebody wanted to buy lots of unpeeled Egusi, and so we couldn't really source enough. So we have to peel the one that we had and then bag them and then sell it out. So in the process of peeling it, that was how I got to discover this whole process of how the peeling works. Some have blower, some don't have blower, and all of that. So all right. So we also did a video on it. I can share that video. Like somebody said they want to say, I'll share the video so you guys can just see how it is basically. So it's the old machine that we use, the one that they have to peel without a blowing. So later we discovered the blowing one that you can now have the one that blow out the entire shaft and save you headache. And so, like I was saying, that if I go into the Egusi farming fully, you can have all of this full machinery in place where you can have machine that dries the Egusi. This stress of sun drying is something else. So, and delays everything. So you can't keep doing that. All right. This data you are talking about, is it free or will be sold to? It will be sold now, Olusegun. How can it be free? Do you know what it means to gather data? As a data that even government cannot gather, we are gathering it. How can we sell it? How can we give it for free? What people don't know, the truth is that these things are some of the things we do out of passion. Not like we're really making money here. Like the YouTube videos I shoot. Like if you follow my first channel of YouTube videos I shoot, people will tell you that they don't even know how I do it because I go to very, very risky places that people don't even know exist in Nigeria. Go there, shoot video, and come out. And it's not like those videos even get like hundreds of views or whatever. So no money is really being made here, but it is something that is a passion for me. So I just still do them. All right. So to gather this data I'm talking about is a lot of work. I can't travel the whole Nigeria myself. So I also have partners that I work with who I don't like to call them staff. I like to call them partners who will travel, also shoot these things, get real data. Because all we're giving you is real data. We're giving you real contact. We're giving you real information about the market, about everything, about how to even visit, risk to avoid when you're visiting. Okay. So for those who haven't traveled in that direction before, okay. So these are the things we'll provide you, and we'll provide you pictorial everything. So you will have the data sheet, but you also have the other ones that will explain. Yeah, so it's not free in a nutshell. Yeah, it's going to be sold and probably more expensive than the ebook. All right, so just by the side, but it's going to be it's going to be a good value for money. Whatever I'm going to give you will be a good value for money. How safe are the storage at the market? For now, storage at the market are safe. Okay, the storages are not in the best conditions. I must tell you, but depending on where you're storing, some storage facility, for instance, if you're using Nasarawa, there is a standard storage facility that was built by the government, okay, but in Lafia, but it is far from the market. And so if you want to use that storage facility, that means you have to rely on people coming to that facility to buy your stored goods. And so if they don't come to that facility to buy your stored goods, then you have a problem of either going to the market to go and find people and bring them to the storage facility, or move your goods to the market to go and sell. So most people don't have energy to do that headache. So you prefer to store inside the market where you're buying, which is better for you. And even though it's not the best storage condition, but it works. And people have been using it. So it is safe, nothing to worry about. But we all don't know tomorrow. So we just pray it remains that way. Okay. Please show us the machine for the Egusi. Yes, I will. All right. Thank you. I think this is the last comment I have. So two things I wanted to talk about before I wrap up, and this is very important. Storage business is something people have done for years, and they have made a lot of money from it. And people never share the information with people. All right. Now I need these guys to listen. This is important. Well, this is what I'm sharing now is important. So please pay attention. Pay attention. This is very important. Now, storage business is, like I said, it is something that is has become what's the word? Has become very popular now. Just a couple of few years, a lot of people have come to discover what it is. It is something people have done for years. They have made money from it. They don't talk about it. In fact, most people who live in the north, this is their business. They store all these alahajis they see. They have boys positioned in every market who will keep buying for them as it comes out. They buy for them until they get a huge, not enough number that will fill a trailer, and then they can export it to Kano and go and store it, or export it to Kaduna and go and store it there. So this is what they do. And nobody shares this information, all right? For the fact that if people like me and few others have started talking about storage business, I think that has generated a lot of interest. Now, I know a lot of other people have done, who are also talking about storage business. So my point basically is that it's becoming something that people's eyes are now opening to the business. So that comes with a lot of that comes with an advantage and a disadvantage. An advantage is because you have now discovered a new business that can make you money. All right, I'm talking about two things. So this is the first one. So please pay attention. But the other thing also is that you have also walked into a more stiffer competition. So let me explain. With the way it's going now, self this year, last year we bought a Egusi for 60,000, 70, 80,000 naira. This year, I foresee that we might end up buying a Egusi 100,000, 120 per bag. Although the one that came out, they were selling 120, 130. And the 120, 130 I was telling you is from bush market to where would they go buy them? I haven't shared the name of the bush market with you people. I'm just telling you the price. So if they are to bring it to the normal market, the Ayaranku market, where they sell it at Agwatashi, it wouldn't be that 120, 130 I'm saying. You know, I'm talking about bush markets that my guys went. That's what they are selling it. Now, I said that to say, because a lot more people will be coming into the business, even these farmers will realize that the demand is higher than the supply. And truly, the demand is going to be higher than the supply for several reasons. But two main reasons is that a lot more people want to buy and store, so the demand will be higher. Second, for three reasons. One reason, a lot more people want to buy and store, so the demand will be higher. Two, Egusi is one of the only crop that did extremely well this year. Every other crop had a lot of challenge. Egusi did well and did extremely well. That people were getting 80%, 100%, 150% return on investment. So it did extremely well. So because it did extremely well, people are now ready this year to buy it out. So you get. So people are keeping their money and ready to buy because they want to now buy and store so that next year they will hammer again as they hammer this year. But except say something changes, which we don't pray to happen. So you're going to have a more stiffer competition right now because a lot of people have come into the market to buy. So that's a challenge. Two, a lot of people have come into the market to buy because they have seen the profitability of Egusi. Three, challenge that is coming up with this business now is that I don't think a lot of people did a lot of Egusi farming, unfortunately, this year. Harvest is not going to be that much. This is what I am getting, okay, from the little data I have gathered, okay, because we've gone to the farms, okay, we've gone to the farm. So this work we do is not just market. Oh, they go everywhere. So we've sent people to the farms, we've checked and all of that. Because if not by now, we would have started seeing lots of Egusi already. So people didn't really plant. There's not going to be much harvest of Egusi this year, I suspect, except Egusi that will now be brought in from Yobe or brought in from Taraba into Nasarawa to sell, except that. But Nasarawa itself, okay, Nasarawa itself there's not a lot of people that did Egusi farming this year. So that means the supply will not be much, and then the demand is extremely high. So that means the cost will definitely go up. Get the point? So this is one thing I wanted to bring to your consciousness. So for those of you who are looking to go into I see people are dropping from this conversation that, which I'm sure the most important information they are dropping off anyway, up to them. They will ask me later now. So so I said all of that to say, if you're going to the business this year, you should go into the business fully ready. I'll try my best to share market alerts for every one of you who are on the WhatsApp group, and for those of you who are on this channel, subscribe. I put it on the community tab. So I give you price updates. All right. So once the price update has come down and you're ready to buy, please go and buy immediately. Because before you know it, you just hear that Egusi no day again. It has been bought off. People have put 100 million, buy 200 million. So just buy everything get you know how to buy. Okay, so we will get there. We too will get there. By the time we put all our structure in place, we can put in 200 million or 100 million and just buy. Anyway, but This is what I suspect. These are just side talks, but this is what I suspect that a lot of people are going to buy. So you need to also be able to buy on time. That's one. Then the other second thing I wanted to talk about as well is because the demand is extremely higher than the supply, a lot more people, these farmers that will be bringing the goods into the market, I suspect that they will be bringing the goods into their market not properly dried because they want to sell and because the demand is already high. You know, just how people do these things. Like, it's like if someone that plants in a farm, people can start coming to your farm to tell your guy, just even if it's not ripe, like harvest it and give us, don't worry. So that's what I suspect. So people can start just bringing the egusi because there's not much supply. People can bring in the egusi even when it's not fully dry. And then if you are unlucky and you buy egusi that is not fully dry and you do not properly check it that it's not fully dry and you don't rebag it or resun it or to re-dry it again, then you run into a problem because when you store that egusi, it will get spoiled. So please, this is the most important information I want to share with you guys. So it's not just about, okay, I want to buy. This is the most important thing you have to take care of because once you buy and then it's not well dried, 2 months, the egusi don't spoil. You now run at loss and you don't want that. So that's something you need to check because normally farmers are supposed to dry the egusi well and then bring it to the market. But if the demand becomes higher than the supply, anything goes. People will just bring in when it's not fully dry, and then because they know they will get buyers, and then buyers will buy it. And then you know that it's coming to the market new, you just can buy and then you now buy wahala. And then you store it. 2 months later, when you want to kind of resell, open your egusi. Muko has killed the egusi. But God forbid, I hope that will not be the experience of any one of us. So please take note of that. Those are the two most important things I needed to share with you. All right, so how safe are the story? I've answered that question. Please show us. I've answered that question. You are very correct. The same thing happened to palm oil this year. Last year, oil was stored. Oil was stored at a low price. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Most things fell this year. So people just held this storage business, and a lot of people entered storage business last year. Unfortunately, our president did a policy that allowed a lot of importation of food items into the country with inflations and everything. A lot of these things fell. A lot of rice are now imported into. Rice is something that the importation of rice itself is even without the waiver. They know a lot of rice that you think comes from these come from the north. Those actually come from the north. It comes from Niger. It comes from Benin Republic. And I can tell you that for free because I have traveled to those places. I have gone to the borders. I have entered those places. So I can tell you, if you go to KB State alone, the kind of rice that coming from Niger and Benin Republic into Nigeria, it will shock you. But you might think those rice are cultivated in KB. It's not cultivated in KB. It's cultivated in all those countries. They bring it in here because I mean Niger and Nigeria and Benin Republic are linked like this in those KB area, for instance. So just an example. Because these are places I have traveled to. So follow my first channel, you at least will have seen that I have traveled to those places. So anyway, so you have to be very mindful of what we are storing this year. That's another thing I just want to talk about as I wrap up. Mindful of what you're storing. If you haven't watched the video, I talked about how to avoid, I don't even know what I captioned that video, but how you can, what you need to do to avoid loss of your storage business. Please watch that video. Okay, so you need to be mindful of what you're storing. You need to put your ear on ground to observe government policies, have good connection, good contact, make friends, all right? Join WhatsApp groups, not just my own. If you have other Agro WhatsApp group, if they share good information, join so you can gather information, share information with people, talk to people, keep your ear on the ground. Don't just buy and keep and forget about it before you know you run into trouble. Make other market contacts. Think of alternatives. As a business person, think of alternative. If I store my egusi, or bought 80,000 naira, and then instead of next year now, instead of egusi selling for 240 as it have sold this year, egusi decide to transfer for 30,000 naira or 50,000 naira because Chinese people have decided to flood their market with the egusi or something that's happened. What would be my alternative? What can I do? Fine. So think of alternative. Should I peel this egusi and resell it? Should I move it from one location to another location to sell? Do I have other contacts? So have second options ready and be ready for business. That's how a businessman think. You don't just think in one direction. I just store and then I just sell. No, have contacts. Okay. Like I just told you guys, we stored our Egusi last year. But we had contacts and people reached out and said, they want to buy on build Egusi, blah, 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 blah. And then we bought some in the market. And then because we already have our own stored, we decided to just mill it. And then we sold it. And so that is it. So I just said all of that to tell you that you need to have second options in place, have secondary markets. If a lady reached out to me that she's making a lot of loss from guinea corn that she stored and all of that. So these are part of the advice I gave as well. But of course, there are more detailed other things you can check. But hey, this is my free advice. So always have a secondary market to reach out to. So have contact in Lagos, have contact in Onitsha, have contact in Aba, have contact in all of these major markets, Asaba, where they buy things a lot. Have contact in those places in Kano. Have contact so that if you store something in Adamawa and you can't be able to sell it off in Adamawa and you have contact in Lagos, you can move it to Lagos and sell it. Put it in a trailer and sell it off. If you have contact in Onitsha, you can move it to Onitsha. Okay? If you don't have contact in Onitsha, fine, we'll have contact in Onitsha. Partner with them and sell off. This is how you run a business. Business is not, you can't run a business as a one man. You must have contact everywhere. And this is also why my book is good. So it gives it gives you contact, okay? Not that I just try to promote my books, but it gives you contact. But beside that, as a business person, that's what I do. And I'm so, because of my years of traveling around Nigeria, okay, I have been able to have contacts almost everywhere in this country, okay? So some are business contacts, some are not business contacts, but you have contact everywhere. That helps you. So there's no part of this country now you go, and then maybe you have something there to do, and you can call me and say, David, I'm now in Zamfara. I beg. I can't be stranded. Do you have anybody? I have somebody in Zamfara. I can call somebody and say, reach out to a friend here. I have friend. I'm now in which other place that's not very popular? I'm now in Gombe. Can you help? I have contact in Gombe. I can send you contact. This is how you do as a business person. Not necessarily as a business, even as a human being generally in life, you should have contact. Not that we rely on those contacts or we hope, but this is what people talk about connection. This is what it is. You must have contact so that you don't know when you will need those contacts for anything at all. It could be as simple as direction to a market. It could be as simple as a hotel to sleep. It could be as simple as, we have to charge your phone. Sometimes you have to change money. So this is as simple. So contacts are very, very important. So have contacts as a business person. As you build your business, try to keep contact with everybody, and don't be afraid to invest in knowledge. All right. Sometimes when people want to, even though I share a lot of free information here for free, but that doesn't mean that if you now want to reach out to me, some people now reach out to me, they be asking me a question on WhatsApp, and the way you don't reply them, it looks like maybe you are not being so kind or something. But people don't know you're also busy. You have your life to live and you're not doing customer care. Why should I be spending my time replying people? So if you want to get my attention, you have to pay for it. Okay. So when people pay, especially Nigerians, they don't want to pay, except those who live abroad. Okay, who understand consulting, then they can pay. They don't want to pay. They want to give them free information or information. Just like people be asking me now, give me the contact of the man that do the machine that produce Agro machine. Meanwhile, the contact is the video. Just watch the video and you get the contact. No, they don't want to watch the video. They want to just give them the number. So I will spend my time, risk my life, risk the life of my staff, spend my money, go and shoot a video, talk to the people, even do everything, bribe people, do here and there, gather, spend time, edit the video, put the contact in the video, post it. Your own is just to get your data, sit down, watch the video, get the contact from the video. No, they won't do it. They'll still send you a message on WhatsApp and say, please, can you share me the contact of that man that does grape, that is doing grape, in your interview that is doing grape in Kaduna? Come on, watch the video. It's already inside there. If I have to do that, why am I posting the video in the first place? So my point is, don't be afraid as a business person to invest in data, invest in knowledge, invest in information. Pay people to learn from them. So that's very important to help you. Pay people to get contact. The biggest thing you should have is contact and access. That's the biggest thing. So that's why when people say my book, 100,000 is because I just laugh. You don't know what you're buying. You're not buying a book. You're buying a connection. That's what you're buying. You're buying a connection. Okay? If I see your text, blah, 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 even if it's not related to the book you bought, but for the fact you have bought my book, it gives me the at least a moral standing to say I have to respond to this guy, I have to attend to this guy and share what I have to help him, because it's not just my customer, he has become part of my group. So that's what people don't understand when we buy things. Okay, so that being said, thank you very much, everybody. Do you buy build, on build, or both? So you only store them. You can actually store build one if you want. Most of the egusi you eat in Lagos, they buy it from Nasarawa. They store it outside it. All right, but these are people like if I have a shop in Onitsha right now and I sell my egusi there, I can store egusi in Nasarawa, build one, okay, and then be moving it down there. But it's always advisable you store on build, because on build that's what will last for a very long time. All right. But you can buy different ones. You can buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. Ogbono, I keep getting question of Ogbono. Do you buy Ogbono? Yes, we are working on buying Ogbono, okay? About Ogbono, you find it in the south, in Akwa Ibom. We are working on that, and we'll bring a video on that shortly. So please subscribe. And the video of Ogbono is coming shortly. Yes. You don't bribe, you tip. Yes. My brother, we tip. You will bribe, whatever you want to coin it, to make your heart at peace. The truth is the truth. When you give money, you're not supposed to give his bribe. So you tip and bribe are two different things, my brother. It's not the same. Tip is if you do something for me, out of my heart, I appreciate you and I tip you, so that as an appreciation of what you have done for me. Tipping is something that comes after a service is rendered. That is tip. It's different from bribe. Bribe is service, something I have to pay in order to get a service to be rendered to me. It's a two different thing. So it's not the same. People always say that. So let's not deceive ourselves. So in this work we do, we both bribe and we both tip. And then you cannot run away from it. If your faith does not allow you as a Christian to do that, then stand by your faith and insist that you get your rights done without you bribing your way. Okay. But tipping is a different thing from bribing. So, but whatever that makes your heart to be at peace, so that, because if your heart does not condemn you, I mean, God doesn't condemn you. So that is it. So if He gives you peace, then we'll tip. But my brother, this is what we do. Is interwoven, both tipping and bribing, they're all joined together. All right, guys. So thank you very much. I hope this life wasn't a waste of your time and your energy and your data. I hope you got something from it. If somebody wants to come live to say something, I'll give you the opportunity now. So I'm just going to share a link for those who wants to come live to say something before we wrap up this. It's been a long talk and my first time. Let me see, invite a guest. Okay. So now I just share the link. Okay. So I just share the link now. If you want to come live to say something, you can click on the link and then you can come live. All right. Just click on the link and then you come live and then you can say something if you want to. Who wants to? All right, Sonny, thank you very much. Yes, I look forward to a lasting relationship with you too, sir. All right. Okay, so if anybody wants to come live to share their knowledge, maybe you have knowledge. I don't know it all, though. I've never claimed I know it all, okay? If you have better knowledge or you have knowledge in a particular area I don't know, please come and share. That is what we are sharing, all right? Okay, so a friend, a investor of mine, okay, somebody who bought my book, so let me just call him an investor. So he reached out, I was saying, in a jokey and a playful way, he was saying that, David, this one is not sharing, it's not in the WhatsApp group now, and then you're just sharing information. You're going to make the Egusi business become very competitive and not be profitable for all of us. So I was just laughing and say, my brother, if that was the case, then I shouldn't have shared any information. I wish I started YouTube to talk about it. I would just be doing the business myself. But the point is that we must share, all right? And no matter what you share, everybody will not do the same business. That is just the truth, okay? So if you want to come live to share, you have something that we can learn from you, your own experience, please come and share so people can learn from you. That would be good. But while I wait for somebody to come live, so just 3 wrap up for me. Like I've said, you can take on information we've shared with you, go and start up the business. Egusi is what we are going to do coming this August in a couple of 1 or 2 weeks. People will start buying. We'll try to post market alerts on the WhatsApp group, also on this channel, so you can follow. And then when we buy and we store, we'll do a video about it, so we can also share with you, so you can see how we buy, how we store, how we sun dry. We'll try as much as we can to share everything we can, okay? So that you can do the business by yourself. And then if you don't want to, you want to have a peace of mind, but you also want to make money from the Egusi storage business this year, you can invest in our investment portfolio, okay? And you get 30% return, or you do the model 2, and then we share the profit together. Whichever one you want to do, send me a WhatsApp message, and then we'll reply, and then we'll move on from there. Okay. Alternatively, you can buy our ebook and just work with the contacts on the ebook. They are reliable, we'll vetted them, but notwithstanding, also do your due diligence while working with them. All right. That's very, very important. And with that being said, follow the channel, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you don't follow my first channel, please go and follow my first channel, because you will learn a lot there. For instance, I just told you I posted a video about agro machinery. I didn't post it on this channel. So there you will learn a lot. I posted a video about grape farming in Nigeria, which is a huge opportunity. I didn't post it on this channel. So if you're interested in grape farming, you can learn it there. I posted other videos that relate to agriculture beside my extreme documentary that I do. So if you want to also learn a whole lot about Nigeria, things you don't even know that exist in this country, places you don't even know exist in this country, you can go to the channel. You can learn a lot there. I guarantee you, some of the exploration we do are things that people don't even haven't heard that exists. Okay, but we'll do this stuff. If you say to document this thing, we'll share it out there. All right. So you will learn a lot. It will entertain you. You will learn and all of that. Okay. And this channel was born out of that, because in my course of traveling everywhere and documenting, some people ask me, please, can you send me the name of that market? Can you tell me this one? So that's why I decided to write the book, so that with one book, you can find out the information. And beside that, we started this channel so we can also share our own experience of doing the business. So with that being said, I think nobody's really coming live to talk to us. So I'm just going to say thank you very much for being here, and for everyone who, if I didn't answer your question, please forgive me. Okay. How do we search for your first channel? Just type my name, David Onkwa, and then it will come out. Just David Onkwa, and then the channel name. Finding anybody these days, I think is the easiest thing anyway. If you type the person's name, everything about him comes out. So that's why it's becoming much harder. Once your face is on the public and a public figure of some sort, it becomes harder for you to do anything you're not supposed to do. So anyway, that also helps you with your character building. But hey, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate this. It's already 10 o'clock. Yes, so we'll be wrapping up here. Enjoy your tomorrow service. Those of you who are Christians, those of you who are not, please enjoy your tomorrow. And on Monday, we'll have some videos that we're dropping as well and all of that. But the Egusi peeling, I'll just try to drop that, just a simple video so you guys can see how it looks like. And reach out on WhatsApp if you want to buy the book, you want to invest, reach out. Let's talk other business. We also have other things on pipeline we are working on. With time, we share with you guys. So for those of you who want to invest, we invest. Some of them I've already preempted you here. Farming, processing. So me that is documenting all these things, don't think I'm documenting it just for documenting sake. I document them so I can also gather knowledge to go into the business myself. Processing is something I encourage everyone to go into. It is huge. There's money in processing, but it is huge. You have to do your due diligence, do your study, and start. There's a whole lot to do. We don't have much processing facilities in this country, and anybody who is starting it, who has capital, although it's capital intensive, but you can start small, you make a lot of money from it. So processing is huge. It's something that we are looking to go into. Processing, farming, these are really, really huge. I haven't even talked about exports. Export is something we're going to do a series on. We are trying to reach out to the, what do you call them? The export Promotion Council of Nigeria. We've written them severally. They are not responding. That's my problem with these Nigerian people. Nigerian government, but they all sit and chop money. They will not. They will not do their work. You're a public servant. You're supposed to serve the public. You're not serving public. You want public to serve you. But anyway, we have written to Nigerian Export Exchange Commission a couple of times. We're yet to get a response. We want to do a series on exports to show people how you can actually export your product. What are the government regulations out there, and what do you need, and how do you package your product to make sure that it is export is friendly or is acceptable, the export standard. Because these are the information that I just pieces and pieces here and there. So we want to not just talk about it. I also export things out of this country, by the way, but not huge things per se, but packages of things, okay? But I want to do a series so that people who want to go into export can have the information at their fingertips so they can know the process of doing that. And not just me talking about it or researching, but talking to the CEOs, the MDs, and the managing directors of those government agencies that are in charge of this segment. That's what I want to do. So we have reached out to Export Promotion Council because they have a lot of information when it comes to that. That is their mandate. We're also reaching out to customs. We also want to be able to interview customs, interview Export Council Promotion, interview NAFDAC. We've written to NAFDAC as well. A lot of people want to go into NAFDAC, go into production. They don't know how to get their NAFDAC number. We've written to them, but we're here to get responses on that. So hopefully, what is the title of the video that you talked about? Is that just the last video we uploaded now? So just check the last video, the most recent video on the channel, on that first channel. That is the video that has that machinery. So the most recent, we will upload that video today, so you can watch it right there. Okay, so I was saying that I have a series on export series that's coming. It's going to be really, really interesting because I don't just want to sit down and talk. I want to bring in experts in the house to demystify the process of exportation or exporting things out of the country. And that is what this channel is about. You see the name, Simplify Business. So we want to be able to bring in experts to simplify businesses, but starting with the government agencies. So that's why we're reaching out to NAFDAC. So we're able to break it down, the NAFDAC process, break down the export process, break down the custom process. Sometimes you don't even know what is happening with custom. And then we'll move out from that business, we'll do a whole lot. For instance, even housing. Housing, for instance, is a huge problem. Even in this Abuja we're living right now, okay, it's a huge problem. Okay, you want to buy a land, you don't even know how to proceed. How do you buy the land? How do you buy the right land? How do you make sure your property is registered? Who do you talk to? Where do you go to? How do you change the title? If you bought a land, how do you change the title to your name? How do you make sure you have the right title? What is R of O? What is C of O? What is title D? All of the what is consent? What is different between FHA and FCDA for those of us who live in Abuja, okay? These are different lands. So my thing is that can we bring in the people who work in this agency? Besides the research that we do and the experience we have, we want to be able to bring in the people who work in this agency, be able to come explain this thing and demystify the process of, or understand the entire process of that very sector that we're talking about. But unfortunately, like I said, my brother was saying, we don't bribe with tip. Unfortunately, getting these people to come many times is very difficult because even though they are there to be public servants, they are not being public servants. We wrote to Smidan. Smidan is not responding. I mean, and the guy that is there is a young guy. I don't know why he cannot respond. And then every day I see him on YouTube, I see them posting video here and there. And their platform, how many videos does their platform get? Smidan platform doesn't get up to 10,000 video per post. And then we wrote to them so they can, we even gone to their factory and then we even did a video about the machinery that they have there. And then we wrote to the CEO to be able to interview the CEO so that they can clearly point out the Smidan processes to people. And this, of course, using our platform, they will have a huge reach of people. A lot of people can get to know how Smidan work. How, as a small businesses, how do you get money? How do you get advice? How do you get training? How do you get these things? So these are things that I expect CEOs to be able to sit down with, new media, not just the traditional media, television. Nobody watches television again. Sit with new media that has big platform and able to leverage that platform to send the messages out. But even though they don't do that and you reach out to them, they also don't respond. And even when you have the CEOs who are like younger people there, which you think should be able to think differently, they don't think differently. So it's very, very annoying. But notwithstanding, we'll keep pushing, we'll keep writing, we'll keep reaching out. And then the ones that we have the contacts that we can use, we'll use our contact to reach them. If you're able to sit down with us and talk to us, that would be good. But I really look forward to when processes in Nigeria can be very, very simplified so that people can do their work and get public services without stress. Right now, accessing public service in Nigeria is a huge problem because, first of all, there are lack of information, there are disparities of information, there are scattered information everywhere. It is not simplified. It is not, it's mystic. And these things shouldn't really be. All right. So this is what the vision of this whole channel, to find a way to simplify businesses, simplify processes, simplify every aspect of our social life so that people can understand it and really enjoy it. All right. Thank you very much. And this is what it is. So if you have someone that you think who is very knowledgeable on any particular area that we should interview, and so he can share his knowledge, that will see, knowledge is the biggest thing you need. So if you can get somebody share their knowledge for free, please take advantage of it. For instance, I have been listening to the owner of Cosmos, the owner of Coscaris, and I've learned a lot from that man, a whole lot. I've listened to almost all of his interview on YouTube. I don't think of the interview on YouTube I've not watched. I've watched them repeatedly over and over, and I've learned a lot. If I don't have the connection or the contact to meet him, I don't know if I'm able to meet him. Okay, but he has shared this information, all the weight of knowledge he has for free on YouTube, and I can access that and use that. So that's what the word is about: free knowledge, open knowledge. So if you have someone which is very, very knowledgeable, who can on any particular business, please reach out to us, let us know, reach out to them so they can come and share their knowledge and help people. So over time, that's also what I want to do. I just want to sit down here and talk about storage business. No, but over time, I also bring people, if they are willing to do, because the problem is that people are very stingy with information. But if you're willing to do, I can bring people who have done storage business in even a more larger scale that we are doing. People that have stored 200,000 bags, 100,000 bags, 1,000 bags, that have done exportation with practical experience and evidences, so they can sit down and share with you. So a lot more people here can benefit and enjoy it. So that is what I'm looking to do with this channel. So please, let's help share this information, share this channel with people so people can benefit. If you enjoy any video, share it, don't hold it, don't keep it to yourself. And most importantly, if you have someone that we can reach out to, let us know so we can start reaching out to them so that over time they can come sit down with us and talk to us. With that being said, thank you very much. Go and buy my ebook if you have not bought the ebook. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Invest in my storage business if you want to invest, and so you can get a return on investment. If not, run with information we've provided for you and see what you can do. Even if it's 1 or 2, 3 or 5 bags you want to buy, this is start with it and use it and learn the business. Over time, you perfect the whole process and you're able to do more. Thank you so much for being a part of this today, and have a wonderful weekend, and God bless you all. Bye.